Hello everyone, welcome to Rockshire Gaming. My name is Eric. CMON, cool mini or not, has launched their new Kickstarter for Zombicide White Death, which is going to be the third in their series of fantasy-themed Kickstarter campaigns or board game series. Seeing as how we are a small channel here, and I'm not going to have any actual gameplay here of Zombicide White Death for at least a year. When I eventually pledge to it and pay for it and get it in like a year and a half from now, I thought, you know what, we need something to do this week. So I went ahead and ordered myself this. It is Zombicide Black Plague, which is the first game in the fantasy Zombicide series. Now, as of this recording, the campaign hasn't started yet. It starts tomorrow as far as me recording this. This is probably going to go out like sometime after into that second week, I would imagine, of the campaign. So the campaign's already going on for a few days. I have no idea what is or has been announced, depending on how time works. But they did say in the live streams and everything that content from older Zombicide fantasy games would be compatible back and forth with White Death. So that is one reason why I got this. Also, so that way we can play a fantasy-themed game on the channel and go with that. So today, like I said, we are going to be doing this unboxing today and then possibly some gameplay later on during the White Death campaign of Black Plague. So let's go ahead, first of all, and take a look at the cover. So we've got Zombicide Black Plague, a game by Raphael Guiton, Jean-Baptiste Lulien, and Nicholas Rout. I, again, as always, apologize for the butchering of your names. We got the game from CMON and Guillotine Games logos right there. We've got some other artwork of, looks like some beheadings and whatnot on the side there, some of the survivors and things there, and just more of the same there. On the back of the box, we've got some more information, got the components here, what the board kind of looks like there, different things, game components here. It says, welcome to the dark times in a mad quest for forbidden knowledge and ultimate power. The necromancers have unleashed the apocalypse upon the living. Zombies have destroyed the king's armies and now roam the land, spreading chaos and death. Is it the end? Are we cursed to die, hobbled in our homes? Can't read that because of the handwriting. It's a dark time, and but not for those with a will. Draw your sword, span your crossbow, and ready your spells. For the few, the brave, it's time for Zombicide Black Plague. So there is that right there. If you happen to have the Gamegenic sleeves, you're going to take 3 of the yellow branded sleeves to sleeve this game. We got 1 to 6 players right there, and you apparently have to be 14 and up to go medieval on some zombies, and it's going to take about an hour to play the game, or unless you're somebody from this channel, longer. So there is that. Again, this is ages 14 and up. For that, let me find my trusty kniff, and let's go ahead and open this. Now, again, if you've watched anything on the channel, so when this comes out, this is what we've done so far as Zombicide coverage on the channel. We are going through our various update series on the Kickstarter itself. We've done at least 3 pre-launch videos, and hopefully, I'm hoping at this point, again, I'm filming this before the campaign launches, but hopefully we've done at least a few, 1 at least, maybe 2, campaign videos, stuff about videos on the current workings of the campaign, current announcements, and stuff like that. We've also got some Marvel, Zombies, Heroes Resistance videos, gameplays, and stuff like that out. And we've got some Undead or Alive videos. This is not my Undead or Alive over here. It's Jake's. The first Undead or Alive playthrough should be out. We're getting ready to film some more as well as of the recording of this video. So that's where we're at. That's my experience with Zombicide. I don't have any experience playing any of the fantasy ones, so that is hopefully changing now. So let's go ahead and get this box open, and we're going to put it off to the side there. May not be able to have it totally in the frame, but we'll see how it goes. So anyway, so we've got the Zombicide Black Plague rules. And again, this is a retail copy that I have gotten 8 years after this originally was released. Because I believe I'm going back and doing like my research for the other campaigns. This game originally came out in 2015, or was on Kickstarter in 2015. So this definitely does not have any Kickstarter stuff for it, any expansions or anything like that. So this is just a basic game. So there is that. So this is going to be the rules and quests there. We've got the table of contents here, all of our various game components there. Only 6 survivors in this. Is one of the things I was actually slightly surprised by. I know in most of the fantasy games when I've seen them, between this one, Green Horde, and White Death, they've only ever announced that they have 6 survivors in there. Marvel Zombies, which is my other experience with this game, the Heroes Resistance only has 6 superheroes to play as, and I know the regular Marvel Zombies and Marvel Zombies X-Men Resistance, I think it's called X-Men Resistance, Mutant Resistance, one of the two. They each only have 6 player characters, so to get more player characters, you need to have that stretch goal content. However, the thing I found odd about all that is that there's like 14, I think, various survivors that you can play as. Because it might be because of the class system, but there's 14 different survivors you can play as in Undead or Alive. So I just thought that was kind of interesting, the fact that they have that many survivors in that game. I don't know how Invader works. I don't know how Second Edition works with that many players. But again, I do find it funny that they only have the 6 survivors in those games, but I'm sure there's a mechanical reason for that. But anyway, we got the zombie miniatures right here, all the walkers, all the runners, all the, they call them brutes in this one, abominations, 1 necromancer, 1 abomination, 1 necromancer, your survivor dashboard, all the cards and all the trackers and all the world and everything like that, and all your various tokens and your equipment cards. And it actually does go through and list in this one what equipment cards there are, which is nice because it allows you to make sure that you don't lose any of them. I know that the zombie spawn cards are numbered, so and they say on here numbers 1 through 54. So you'll always know whether or not you're missing one or not if you go back to organize them. And I like the fact that they give a card list. A lot of games don't give that. You kind of know how many cards are in there, so you got to count them. But I like the fact that in the rule book, they actually give you a list of what cards you have. It's also good if you're mixing in content from expansions to make sure, because all the card backs are going to be the same. It's also good to make sure that you're not mixing up stuff, and when you go to separate it out later, you can easily find the things you need. So here's a little bit of introduction into the game itself, a little talk about what the differences are between this and modern. I think when this came out, and what it's probably referring to is just first edition, regular Zombicide. Yeah, that's not the Prison Outbreak, Morgue. Yeah, it's going to be first edition, so that's that. It's going to give you a little bit on how to set up the decks, how to set up your character dashboard here. I like these character dashboards. We'll go into them a little bit more in a minute when we go through the actual components, but it's one of the things I don't like about Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance. It doesn't have the dashboards. You kind of just have those like things that attach to the cards themselves to figure out your power and to figure out health and everything. I really wish they would have thrown them in. I know it probably would have been more than $35, but I really wish they would have put that stuff in. But anyway, game overview, basics. There's going to be a lot of stuff in here about line of sight, about movement, how to read equipment cards, and actually making sure you read equipment cards. Watch our Undead or Alive first video, and you'll find out why I'm saying that. Here's the anatomy of the cards all through here. What to do with noise. How to deal with experience, danger levels, skill, making sure doing whatever with your inventory, what the zombies are, what to do on the player phase, all that stuff. Zombie phase right there, how to do all of that, how to spawn zombies, other things on how to deal with activations and whatnot. The rules for the necromancers. Now, if you have no experience with Black Plague or Green Horde, and you're kind of just going into the White Death campaign, the necromancers in here are going to work a lot different than the necromancers in White Death. So if you do pick up this game beforehand. Just know that the necromancers work differently. In this game, they are basically trying to run away and get away, and there's a mechanic with the zombies winning with the necromancers getting away, which is different than the mechanic they're introducing in White Death. So just be on the lookout for that. So, and also talks about necromancer cabals. If you have more necromancers with extra content and whatever, I don't have any extra content, so I'm not have to worry about those rules. Here are the rules for combat itself: magic actions, dragon fire, the vaults and getting the vault weapons, playing with more than 7 survivors. I don't have extra content, so we're only going to be playing with the 6, and then going through, and here are the missions, starting with the tutorial mission. I'm not going to go through everything with the missions, just because if you haven't played it, I don't want to spoil it too much. Here is a list of the different skills in the game and what they do on a few different pages. And then the index of terms and where to find them. So that is it for the rulebook, except for the game round summary right here, which is always good to have a copy for and whatnot. So there is rulebook right there. So then we're going to get this big box right here of Black Plague stuff. But we're actually going to put it right here for now and go into here first. So now I was borrowing a copy temporarily from a friend from work, and his had, instead of these cardboard pieces here, had actual like plastic pieces inside of here. I don't know if that was like a first printing thing compared to a second printing thing, but these cardboard pieces are just in here, it looks like, to keep the tiles from moving around in the board. Whether or not now you can throw them away and just put the tiles on top. They will kind of still move around enough, but if you put this on the bottom, again, we'll see how all that packs out. But anyway, so there is that right there. We're going to move the box since we're taking things out now. And as I failed to show, there is some artwork on the side of the box of the Walker, Necromancer, Abomination there, some of the characters on that side there, some of the other characters on that side right there, and then the same artwork. Oh, and actually, that's different artwork, isn't it? Brute, Walker, and Runner over on that side right there. So that is all the artwork that's on the side of the box. Now, if you kind of notice, the camera angles have changed slightly. My main camera here froze again. I gotta get it fixed. It's causing a lot of problems with the channel, I understand. So you'll notice that the plastic wrap has been taken off of this already here. I apologize for that. I know it's not a true unboxing now, but I do have the plastic wrap still right here, so woo, there is that. So anyway, these are out of order too. The first thing you actually would see is these right here. So these are tokens that are in the game right here. So there is all the red generic doors, all the generic zombie spawn points. This is the vault room for the purple vault room, all the different noise tokens and things that I am unfamiliar with right there. These are also the generic, I'm assuming, the objectives. They don't have any like special looking objective token, and this one is just the red X's. The other side, you can see the green and the blue spawn points that correspond with the green and the blue, or green and the blue doors there for like special objectives, that kind of thing. And then the exit with this yellow flag over there. So there is that. This is going to be the yellow vault room, some additional tokens and whatnot. The cool thing on the back here, though, is that the spawn points now turn into those Necromancer spawn points. So when you draw those Necromancer cards, you get the Necromancer spawn point. That is going to be more for the game mechanics of the game. So there's that. So that is pretty interesting there. The next thing that's in this packaging here are the tiles, the different ways you're going to lay out the map, and on the back is going to be a different image there than it is on the front, the R side and the V side. I'm not sure why there's R and V and not A and B, but I'm pretty sure someone in the comments can tell me. If you'd like to comment on this video, basically while you're commenting on the video, also check to make sure you like and subscribe. That'd be very helpful as well. Anyway, so there are 9 of these various tiles with various different pictures and whatnot on the back to not only make the scenario maps they have, but then you can also create your own scenarios using these and any other tiles that you have from other expansions. One of the things I would encourage people to look at this video, it's an unboxing. It is coming out during the White Death campaign. I don't know if they've announced it yet or if they're going to announce it during the campaign, but if they do give you a chance to buy the extra tiles, I would take it for a couple of reasons. One, if something happens to these, you have a backup, because especially with the Kickstarter components, you don't want to lose the what do you call it? You don't want to ruin tiles that you can't replace, essentially. Two, it's very helpful if you want to make your own scenarios to be able to utilize both sides of the tile. So that is why I would suggest that. You're not saying you have to get it, but it's just a nice thing to get if you want to do it. I have a bunch of the old cardboard Dungeons and Dragons tiles that came out during 4th edition to make the maps and everything like that. And I actually bought 2 of every set. Sometimes I'd buy more just so I have an abundance depending on what they were. But some of the special sets, I would actually buy 2 of them just so I could, if I needed to, utilize both sides. And there were a lot of times where I did have to utilize both sides. So that's just a little tip. Take away whatever you want. I'm not getting any money from that. You're just giving all the money to CMON in that case. So, but if you want to give them more money, go ahead and do that. Next, we have the character cards. So let's go ahead and get those open without scratching them. That's not going to work. Let's see. These are a little bit similar to the, I would assume, to the Undead or Alive. Definitely not similar to the Marvel Zombies one, just because of how certain stuff works. But, there we go. Just because in that game you're utilizing, you're not getting weapons, essentially, whereas these have it. So we've got Anne, Baldric, was it Clovis, Samson, Nellie, and Silas. So this is kind of what the character cards look like. You got your blue skill there. What does it say? Bloodlust melee. It's weird. I'm pretty sure it's a nun. Then you got your yellow skill, so +1, I think, action. You got your orange skills there, and then you've got your red skills that you can choose which skills and whatnot you want. Right here by my index finger, you can see it. I believe that's where the main weapon that you're going to hold goes. It tells you what kind of weapon you can use. The slot may hold a dagger instead. The slot may hold a sword instead. So on and so forth. So it'll give you a little bit of customization with the various characters. Blue skills, Baldric has the spellcaster ability. Clovis has +1 die for melee. Samson has the Ironhide ability. All those kind of things. So different blue abilities, different all-around abilities, and then a little bit of customization for the other abilities as you're getting through. Let's go ahead and now finally get into this box that came in there. This is going to be the box of all of the various miniatures with the artwork there. It's actually very nice artwork. We'll show it up on this camera right here. It's a nice artwork of all the various characters in the game and whatnot. So there is that, and we opened it up like a pizza box, and there is all of that. So we've got your Zombicide dashboard here. I really do like these. This is going to be your one hand, your other hand weapon right here. This is where your character card is going to go right there, and I believe these are your skill points come from here or here, one of the two. And you have your blue skill there. You pick your yellow skill, and then when you get your orange skill, you pick which one you want there. And then over here, when you get your red skill, you pick that from there. You're getting either experience or adrenaline or whatever they call it in each game. So as you defeat zombies, you fill up this track right here. Looks like a spot here looks like for armor, but on the card it then says you can also keep another thing like a dagger or something like that. So like favored weapon, I'm assuming something very similar from Undead or Alive. And then these are the things in your backpack that you there's a bug flying around my face. That's why I'm doing that. And this is your health right here. So you have a peg here that goes from each health point right there. So that is going to be the dashboards for the game, and there should be maybe 6 of those. So that is going to be pretty cool there. I like these. These are very sturdy. I like the fact that I can put this here and move it around and do whatever. And with the pegs going in here, I don't have to worry about something jostling it or messing it up. Unlike what Heroes Resistance comes with, which is not a lot. So again, I understand why. It just kind of sucks. And we'll look at the miniatures a little bit here. These are going to be all of your tokens for placing in your dashboard right there, and then the corresponding bases to go with those right there. I always wonder if these would actually fit on a D&D miniature. Do I have a good one anywhere near me? Yeah, that'd be something I do later. And then we got the Zombicide dice, which these are, unfortunately, just regular D6s. I don't know what the original release of this contained. I don't know if they had anything with special symbols on there. I know with Marvel Zombies, there's a chomping symbol on either the 6 or the 1, I can't remember. And then in Undead or Alive, there's a zombie head on the 1 and a dynamite on the 6, so you can differentiate them that way. But I mean, these are just regular D6s. This is, you know, pretty cool. But again, I'd probably use the Marvel Zombies ones with this anyway, just to have it. But that is that. And then we've got one giant pack of cards right here. So let's go ahead and get that open. Again, and people are probably wondering, why do you keep on comparing this to the one game? Why do you keep comparing it? It's because it's the one game I have, the one game I own. Even though I have Undead or Alive behind me, it is not my copy. So I had to compare it to what I have. That kind of sucks. All right, so we've got various cards here. You got your gray starting equipment card. So like there is a hammer right there. Can you see it? Right there with various symbols that I am, again, not familiar with. On the bottom there, that's going to be range. So this is a range 0, so you got to be in the same zone as it. It's going to be a 1 die to chuck it. You hit on a 4 or higher, and it does 2 damage. I'm assuming that's all that means. And this is a quiet. It's not going to make noise, at least on the bottom there. For starting equipment, yeah, that doesn't make noise. I'm assuming, though, you need a 4 to hit a door open. So basically, you use this to knock down a door. I'm assuming. I'd have to go through the rulebook and find out what all the other symbols, especially the stuff on the top, means. But there is all of the starting equipment, and then you got, I can't see it the way the lighting is in here, so I apologize. I almost said that these weren't. But Inferno and Orcish Crossbow, I think are, yeah, those are the vault weapons. And there's those 2 right there. And then you got all of the other various. Let's see, it's another hammer. I'm not going to show that. Let's see. Something cool. Let's show something cool. Nope, that's still just crossbow. What I was trying to find was an example of a pretty nifty weapon, maybe. There's a shield. Well, there's something that goes in the armor. So armor 5+ right there. Oh, leather armor. So there's another example of that. That goes, I believe, in that spot, unless you put something else in there that it says you can put in there. So there's all that. So those are the different cards there for equipment. And then let's see, getting in there. Yep, those are all the equipment cards. And so then next we've got the zombie cards, which these zombie cards look different than in the other games that I have played. So I'm assuming that if I were drawing this card during, and please correct me if I'm wrong, assuming that if I draw this card during the course of a game, that I would, if I'm on blue, I would do nothing. If I'm in yellow, I do 2 runners. If I'm in orange, I would do 5 walkers. And if I'm in red, I would do 2 brutes. I would assume that's what I'm doing, but yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Whereas in Marvel, I think the whole card is a brute, the whole card is a runner. Um, Same thing in Undead or Alive. So um, yeah, so that is that for the cards. And now that we've looked at the various cards and whatnot in the game, I think so. Yep. We are going to, this is a game by Cool Mini or Not. So let's go ahead and start taking a look at the Cool Minis. Now, if I remember correctly, I'm looking at the other copy of the game I have, all of these walkers and everything that are on this tray, and looks like I already got some that are all messed up, flipped over from not being packaged correctly. So they're all kind of moving around in here. I'll fix that in a little bit, but, and by a little bit I mean now, I guess. But all of those basically is doubles of what's in here. So basically this whole line of zombies that is on the top tray is basically duplicated on the bottom tray. So I'm not going to go through that whole second tray. I will later to fix where they're all placed. But yeah, so let's go ahead and take a look at some of the monsters. So let's go ahead and first, I think this is a brute or fatty. I don't know if they changed the name. I know they were fatties in other games, but I don't know what they're called now. But that is a brute right there. I believe this is just a normal walker sculpt right here. There's that. This is, I know, one of the runners. There is that. Let's see. Even for being an older game, I'm trying to look at some of these miniatures. They are pretty detailed. I feel like Marvel Zombies is a little bit more detailed, but these are actually pretty nice miniatures. I like these a lot. Just trying to see them in the light. My light, I've changed some stuff around the room and I don't like it, so I can't actually half the time see anything that's in front of me anymore with the lights. But I like these figures here. Let's see who these people are. Let's see. I think this one that I had here was Nelly. Yeah, that was Nelly. Let's see. Where is... Let's see. I think this is Anna. I think this is the one that looks like a nun on the thing there. So that's her. So I like the characters. I like this, like the way it's sculpted. Faces are a little bit hard to see, a little smaller. I think these are kind of very similar to a D&D miniature as far as size and everything. This is Baldric, which is probably one of my favorite sculpts, just initial glance. This is Clovis, I believe, but there's a lot of detail, even for like I said, a character that was designed 8 years ago, or 9 years ago, depending on when they started development of this. These are actually pretty detailed miniatures. So yeah, I like these. These are actually pretty cool. I like these a lot. Focus. There you go. So, but yeah, those are going to be all of the heroes. We kind of looked at some of the zombies. Let's take a look at that Necromancer. So if my understanding is right, the Necromancer is actually a living character. That's why he's running. The Necromancer, it's equipment, not zombies. The Necromancer is actually the one summoning the zombies, I guess. So yeah, there's a Necromancer card right there, kind of getting a look on it. And even looking at the White Death campaign stuff, the Necromancer looks like he's a living human. So but yeah, there is going to be the Necromancer right there as far as his figure goes. Looks like he's got a little bit of like Skeletor's Havoc staff there. And then there is our Abomination right there. So this is probably actually my favorite one. So yeah, I like these are actually pretty nice sculpts. I don't have words. Does the Abomination have, it probably does. Hold on. No, that's it's the problem with the decks being red. Does the Abomination have a spawn card? Nope, he doesn't because it's in there. Let's look in here because the Abomination looks like he has a. There he is. Yeah, he's got a noose around his neck. That's what I was looking for. Abomination's got a noose around his neck. So, yeah, that is that right there. So that is all the components. Because again, bottom tray is just doubling up or not doubling up. It's just more of this row of miniatures here. But that is going to be all of the components. It looks like from Zombicide Black Plague. I cannot wait to get this out. I cannot wait to start playing it. I might on my own try out the tutorial just to get a feel for how this plays. So that way we're not doing it on camera like we did with Undead or Alive for the most part. So, but yeah, just want to see how like the different rules go between this and Undead or Alive and Marvel Zombies. All the different little nuances that are differences between the different styles of games. So let me know in the comments if you are interested in us doing some gameplay of this, especially if you're looking. We think it would be cool to go through this whole thing before. It's only like, what, 10 scenarios, I believe. Quest 9, Quest 10. Yeah, so there's 11 quests in here, counting the tutorial. So yeah, let me know if you guys would be interested in us going through these while we're waiting for White Death to come out. Regardless, I'm going to play them anyway, but, it's whether or not we do it on camera for your entertainment or not. So, yeah, let us know about that kind of stuff in the comments. Let me know if there's any other games in the series we should also be checking out. I know people are always saying that Green Horde is definitely the next step up from this. So just be whether or not I can probably not going to acquire one before this campaign is over. So it's going to be probably something we do later in the year. But I think right now for us and this is the part of the video where I ramble into other things because I know you guys aren't here. It's just my thoughts. You guys left a long time ago. But if you're still here, we've got Black Plague stuff to go through now. We're going to be doing, this week, we're in the middle of doing various update videos on various things in the White Death campaign. We've still got more Marvel Zombies Heroes Resistance to play through. We're playing through Zombicide, Undead or Alive right now. So we've got a lot of zombie killing to do. Not intending this to be the CMON channel, but again, I feel like it's turning into that. So, but regardless, I'm having fun with all the games we're doing from this. And we got a lot more Marvel United stuff I want to do as well. So, regardless, let me know in the comments what you are looking forward to from us doing this stuff, what you would like us to do from this stuff. And I think that is it. So if I haven't already said it yet, please make sure you are subscribed to the channel and hit that notification bell so you can see when all this ridiculousness is coming out, and comment down below with, I don't know, whatever you want to comment with. Comment more, subscribe to things, like videos, all that stuff. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.